It boils down to the coach's decision, the medical team, and myself. We'll all get together, collaborate, and see where I'm at.
Someone said you're not 100%.
No, I'm not. Ever since that one time during the practices versus the Bears, I mean, I've just been week to week with a little hammy thing. So just been week to week, day by day. Yeah, but I'm feeling good.
Max, I want to start with you here on this one. What do you think? Should the Patriots sit Gronk against the Cardinals as a precaution?
Absolutely, they should sit Gronk.
What?
And I realize that it's not a given that they go to the playoffs this year if they're like 1-3 after week 4. I still think they probably make it, and I think they'll be better than 1-3. But if you look at the schedule here, if there's a game you want to write off early, or any game at all this season that you think, look, we may lose this one. If you're a Patriots fan, it's at Arizona to start the season without Tom Brady. They still have chances. That's how great Belichick is. But that's the one you look at. And when you look at Gronkowski and what he means to that team, and you consider what your short-term interest is versus what your long-term interest is if you're a Patriots fan this year, I think you'll see it makes a lot of sense. Gronk is chronically banged up. And yes, he plays through it oftentimes to one degree or another, but a healthy Gronkowski, when he's on the field, is the difference between the Patriots in recent years winning the Super Bowl or making it to the playoffs and then having an exit. That's really been the difference. When Gronk is on the field, they are many years the best team in football, and when he's not, they're not. It's that simple. So here you have a week where you don't have Brady. You have your toughest game on the schedule, all things considered anyway. He has a nagging injury, the kind that really just needs a little extra time to heal up. Be smart about this if you're the Patriots. Sit Gronk and give yourself the best chance to win, not week 1 or week 2, but the Super Bowl this year.
Well, you could say that, but as far as I'm concerned, there's 16 games in the regular season. Every game counts. The New York Jets are in the division. Obviously, you can't take them for granted, regardless of New England's history. You look at the AFC, the power structure within the AFC, you can't ignore that. More importantly, you're looking at the development of Garoppolo, and you're looking at the addition of a new tight end in Martellus Bennett, who has a new system to learn, Max. So when I look at it, Max, Mark, my mentality is that, excuse me, if he can't play, I'm certainly not supporting him going on the field hobbling and limping or whatever. But if he can play the game, damn it, that's what you get paid to do. This 2 tight end set that New England runs, it's pivotal to their success. I mean, what are you going to do, throw Julian Edelman there or somebody else? You don't want to expose other people unnecessarily to the potential injury that they can incur with Gronkowski's absence. Even if you have to put him out there as a decoy, you play Rob Gronkowski. This ain't the NBA with 82 games. This ain't hockey with 82 games. This ain't baseball with 162 games. This is the National Football League. It's 16 games. And I don't give a damn what level of success New England has enjoyed in the past. You play this man. You put him out there on that field if he can go. If he
You're
tells
likely
you can't
to lose
go,
anyway, Stephen A. You're going to burn that.
Why?
You're going to burn that
likely to
week
lose?
1. Well, look, you
Why
look
are
at the
you likely to
schedule.
lose?
You're hosting
Likely?
the Dolphins. You're hosting the Texans. You're hosting the Bills, or you're on the road against Arizona to start without Brady. Those are the 4 games without Brady. The one you are most likely to lose is this one, and it just so happens that if you sat Gronk for this one, are you conceding the game? Not exactly, but you're lessening your odds. You have a better Gronkowski.
If you think that they're not conceding a game because they're not playing Rob Gronkowski, you have paid no attention to the Patriots while you were living out in Southern California all of these years.
Bennett. It's not like they don't have another tight end.
Can I hear from the Super Bowl champ here?
So here's what I look at. You know, there's an old adage in the NFL. You can't play injured, but you got to play hurt. That's baloney. You got to play injured. And you know what? Beyond that, you have to play well injured. And if you can't play well injured in this league, guess what? That's why the careers are 3.4 years. Because the guys who can't play well injured, they don't get to play. So you better show up and play. You're going to the #1 team in the National Football League that blitz from a blitz standpoint. They are a sub-package team, often using 7 DBs. You do not want to get into light formations, into 3 wide formations. You want to have a 2 tight end formation. You want to be in line, and you want to be able to orchestrate from that because they're a smaller group when you do that. Buchanan, their middle linebacker, wears number 20. He was a safety that plays middle linebacker. You want to present to that opponent a heavy type of formation that you can still throw the ball out of. If Rob Gronkowski is, put a percentage on it, if he's 85% Rob Gronkowski plays, the only way he doesn't play is if he just flat out can't get it done. If it's that bad an injury to where he can't move, then you can't put him out there. But if he's just a little bit tweaked and he's going to be, you know, he's going to be a little sensitive, but he's got to go out there. You've got to go out there.
But Tim, if he's a little tweaked, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Oh, hold up, Max. Listen to what Max said, Mark. Oh, they're probably going to lose anyway. Who says that about the Patriots other than Max Kellerman? Who says something like that? Oh, they're probably
the
going
odds
to
makers.
anyway. Really? I mean, the Patriots.
The odds makers say it for this, like, you know,
stop
the
it. What
public.
odds makers say that? Stop it.
I just
The majority of people in the country right now.
I just say with a young quarterback, he's not a rookie quarterback, but he hasn't played. With a young quarterback, and you've got the ability to run the ball, you've got the ability to show the two tight end formations, you've got the ability to explode out of those two tight end formations and have great matchups. Martellus Bennett is a great matchup at the tight end against defenses, and so is Rob Gronkowski. I just believe if he is even close to being right, you play that guy.
Tim, I agree with that.
regardless.
Tim, I agree with that. If he's a little tweak, whatever. But from what I'm hearing from him, you know, you got to I read into it what the athlete is saying in terms of to what degree they are compromised. For Gronkowski to acknowledge it plainly the way he's doing, to me says it's not just a minor tweak where he's 85% or more. It's bothering him. It's affecting the player he is. And my point is, no, you never want to concede a game. But when you look at this schedule, the injuries right now, a guy who's chronically compromised, who's, when he's compromised, has compromised the fortunes of the Patriots. That's how important he is. You have a chance to sit him down right now, and that increases your chances to make the playoffs and win a Super Bowl.
See, this is where you get real slick. Nobody's acting like Rob Gronkowski is damn near walking on one leg, and we're saying throw him out there. That's the impression Max gives. It's like he's a heartbeat away from
what he
crutches.
said.
You know, that's what Max is trying to do.
Usually
Nobody's
these guys don't
that.
even acknowledge it if it's a little thing.
We all know that if the guy is in real bad shape, you don't play him. The point is that if he is ready to go, at least like you would say, 75% and up, you put him out there. You got a game to play. It's the NFL. 16 games. What you mean?
We don't know. There's no way to put a percentage on it.
Then why are you definitively saying no?
75%.
Then why are you definitively saying no?
Because
you want to give him a massage and a pedicure too? What do you want? What do you want him there?
If I could, if I was a Patriots fan and I could give him a massage and a pedicure, it means he'd be healthy. That's what I was doing for
Max,
Gronkowski.
new contest. That could be your contest.
That's right.
Yeah, Max
That's
is
right. Max is going to give you a massage and a pedicure. That's right.
I hate the Patriots. I don't want them
right now. I am sending my video in right now.
Let Max do that. Look, Max, throwing a pedicure. I forgot to add that, a pedicure and a manicure from Max Kellerman.
That is outrageous. I would never do that to a football player unless it was Beckham or Eli or someone like that. Then I would have to think about it. But absolutely not for Gronkowski.
Oh, that was good. We'll leave it there. Mark Schler is staying here with us. It was a rough night for Cam.
It's the next game, which makes it the most important game. We can't get caught up in personal vendettas. We just want to win.
Newton's fastball caught for the touchdown. Welcome back, KB. Ball popped up into the air and intercepted. He's showing his inexperience a little bit. Newton right pylon. Touchdown. Carolina Panthers. There was no place to go. And he's limping gingerly.
Simeon sets up the screen. CJ into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. Newton takes a snap, looks to throw the slam, is kicked up into the air, and going to be intercepted. Anderson to the goal line, and Anderson has a Denver touchdown. Snap placement, kick on the way, and it is wide left. And the magic ain't done here at Mile High. Denver starting this 2016 season in grand fashion.
The Broncos beat the Panthers in their Super Bowl rematch last night, but the headlines are focused on the multiple headshots Cam took from the Denver defense. Several Panthers came to the defense of Cam after the game, but Newton himself, he took the high road, saying it was not his place to question the officials, and we didn't lose the game because of lack of calls. Mark, what should have happened with Cam last night taking those headshots?
Well, there were a couple of questionable calls that, you know, I would look at and say, okay, I'm okay with them not throwing the flag on that. But there were certainly a couple of hits that should have been flagged. There was one that was flagged, but there were several that should have been flagged. And if that's what you're talking about, when you keep preaching to us as an NFL that player safety is paramount,
yeah.
listen, there are certain guys that don't get the same, they are not afforded the same protections that other guys in this league. You can't tell me if that was Tom Brady that there would have been multiple flags on all of those. Of course there would have. Cam Newton is one of those unique athletes that I think you get mesmerized by a referee, as a referee, by his athleticism, the fact that he ran the ball 11 times, probably 8 of them designed runs. He's unique. And because of his size and because of his stature, you allow the play to run a little bit longer, and I think you get caught up. I think that's human nature. The same exact thing happens to Ben Roethlisberger in the pocket. That guy takes shots that Tom Brady would constantly get flagged for. Peyton Manning back in the day would have been flagged for, that they don't flag hits on Ben Roethlisberger. And I think it's the size, I think it's the stature, I think it's the escapability and what they've done in the past. But yes, I agree with Cam Newton, and I applaud Cam Newton for his post-game press conference and not blaming that loss on those hits. Certainly, there's an effect there. Certainly, there should have been some of them that were flagged, but they missed. This is an extension of the preseason. Week 1, Week 2 is an extension of the preseason, and it was for the referees as well.
Well, Mark, let me take this to another level, and I can't wait to hear from you and Max on this point. We need to understand that they're coming after Cam now.
Sure.
They're coming after Cam. I mean, you literally have cats who want to hurt him. You know, the dabbing, the celebratory, the celebrations and all of this stuff. The fact that he's big and athletic and doesn't back down, comes right at you, willing to give a lick as much as he's willing to take one. I thought that Darian Stewart, that should be a huge fine against Darian Stewart, the free safety for the Broncos. There's no question in my mind about that. Brandon Marshall wasn't so sure about him. Not Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, not that one. But there were a couple of hits. There should be some fines coming down the pike. There's no question in my mind about that. But to me, that's a bit obvious. I'm a bit disturbed by it because they're treating him like the modern-day Shaquille O'Neal or football's version of Shaquille O'Neal. Except in basketball, there's less physicality, not to mention the fact that, again, even though Shaquille O'Neal was taking licks at the time, he was also capable of giving them because basketball allows you to do that to some degree. In Cam's case, when you're back there dropping back the pass or scrambling in the pocket, you're not in no position to hit somebody, but they're definitely in a position to hit you. What I'm saying more importantly than anything else is this. I think we need to look at Cam, too, in this respect. He's holding on to the ball a little bit too long. He's taking hits that are unnecessary. Sometimes it's just about running out of bounds as opposed to inviting or creating that contact. There's no question about that in my mind as well. And I think those are the kind of things that we got to look at because I'm looking at guys right now and they just seem to be salivating at the opportunity. They always want to get quarterbacks, but there seems to be a special emphasis on putting some licks on Cam Newton.
Of course there is. And one of the reasons there is because you do get those 8 to 10 designed runs a game. They ran a QB counter between guard and tackle on the left-hand side. That's the only team in the league that runs QB counter. I mean, that's who they are. And so he's big, he's physical, he is really one of the faces, if not the face, of the National Football League. And he's a guy, certainly, that you're going to get more opportunities to hit because he is running the ball. So, guys, do you want to take that lick? You're doggone right you want to take that lick. Of course you do.
Max.
Mark, I saw you on, I think it was Countdown, and you were on our show yesterday.
1 point.
Predicting a 1-point win for the Broncos, and that's exactly what happened, and that's why you're Mark Schlereth.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why I'm going to give both of you guys the opportunity to apologize to me for
Well, this is what I'll say about that, Mark.
I think what it should be.
Because Gano can't do his job.
Dear
I'm not apologizing to you.
That was just your superior knowledge of the game.
Mark, that was just the preamble to my question.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's the thing. They won by a point, even though Cam got him in position to win the game, and they kicked the winning field goal, and Kubiak, erased it because he's smart. Okay, fine, but they still win by a point. Let me ask you this. If the game was refereed properly, because you even admitted earlier, those hits add up. They do affect you.
Sure.
And this is the nature of a full contact sport. There's no crying and this and that, but I'm just wondering about your opinion here. If it was called properly, do the Panthers win the game?
No, I don't think it. I think because I can go back and point to 3 or 4 plays that weren't called holding on Von Miller where he got tackled in the backfield, that flag wasn't thrown. We can look at the hands in the face on 4th down and 21, and Calvin Benjamin initiated the contact with his hand up in the grill of Chris Harris Jr. before Chris Harris reacted. It was his initial contact that created Chris Harris's response to the hands in the face. So there's a lot of things that weren't called properly.
But what I mean is the adding up, Mark, the adding up of the, like in boxing, you can hit a guy low on the hips, not in the cup, right on the hips, on the opposite side of the ref. And even if you get caught doing it after a while and you get a point deducted or something, those add up and the other guy can't move as well. So those helmet-to-helmet shots, you would think, are affecting Cam's play. It's not just not penalized, it's actually making him worse, you would think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a physical game, and I will tell you this about NFL players, and I'm this way 100%. If I know that I can get away with holding, if I know that I can get away with my hands outside and you're not calling it, let me tell you, I'm going to undress you. That's what's going to happen. And you essentially, as a player, push the envelope. You get as close to the edge as you possibly can, and if they're not calling it, then you continue to push the envelope until they start calling. It's like a pitcher painting the black. You started out an inch outside. If you get that call on a consistent basis, then you move it to 2 inches, then you move it to 3 inches and see if you still get that call. And that's how that works. So if they're not calling it, and they're allowing you to hit the quarterback in the head, that's on them, and I'm going to keep hitting him because that's how I'm going to win a football game.
I got it. I have nothing to add. I've said what I had to say.
Right.
All right.
I've said what I had to say.
Social media
but
apologies.
I will not apologize to you.
Apologies
Because Cano didn't do his job.
on the way.
Mark Schlereth and his superior
He did call
knowledge
a one-point win.
Yes, and Trevor
us.
Siemian was outstanding in his responses to turnovers. That's another subject for another day.
That's true.
Yes.
He was.